Welcome to the course for Behavioral Event Interviews, or BEI as it is said. It's done by Edusri. Now, before we go into behavioral interview, let's understand why interviewing is important. Interviewing is an important step in the employee selection and succession planning process for most of the organization. Almost all the organizations. Interviews offer several benefits to those organizations, including serving as the employer's initial opportunity to meet with the job's candidate, providing time for HR, hiring manager, and other to interact with the candidate to gain the insight for the expertise, skill, knowledge, behavior, and more beyond what can be found in recommendation or resumes or applications. It enables the employers to determine if the candidate's skill, experience, and personality meets with the job requirement. It helps the employer to assess whether an application would be likely to fit into the corporate or entire team. Accordingly, the goal of the interview is to identify and select candidates whose skill sets and behavior match that which are needed for the particular role and whose personality, interest, and values matches with the culture and the mission of the organization. To find this ideal candidate, human resource professionals and the hiring manager must be well informed on how to conduct interviews effectively. In implementing accurate and the fair selection method that includes interviewing employers can be select and a variety of interviewing technique. It is the importance to choose the right kind of interviewing technique that matches the performance and the retention needed for the organization and the position, as well as the culture of the organization or the team. Interviewing technique can be either structured or unstructured. The main purpose of the structured interview is to pinpoint job skills that are essential for the position. The interviewers ask specific sets of questions to all applicants and the particular position. The straightforward approach makes it easier for the interviewer to evaluate and compare applications or applicants fairly. Some of the interviewers ask the question in a predetermined order, while others may not adhere to the strict order, but still can certainly that they address are all planned questions. Structured interview generally provides the interviewer with the information needed to make the hiring decision. It also can be crucial in identifying or defending against the allegations of discriminations in hiring and the selection processes, because all applications has been asked the same questions. In unstructured interview, the interviewers does not have the strict agenda, but rather than allows the applicant to set the pace of the interview. Questions tends to be open-ended, which can be enabled the candidate to disclose more than he or she might if asked the close-ended question requiring only the brief answers. In addition to the questions in an unstructured interview can be tailored according to the application's skills, experience levels. However, the absence of a structure may make it difficult to compare and rank applications that are not asked with the same set of questions. The most widely type of interviewing are the telephonic or the pre-screening interview, the direct one-to-one interview, which can be taken as a behavioral interview or competency-based interview or a situational interview, and then we have the group interview. So let's understand all the three one by one. So first is the telephonic interview. The telephonic pre-screening interview can be useful for assessing whether an applicant's qualification, experience, skill, and salary needs are compatible with the positions of the organization. Telephonic interviews are often used to narrow the field of the applicants who like to be invited for in-person interviews. During the pre-screening stage, the interviewer should ask the applicants enough careful prepared question to determine whether he or she in fact is a viable candidate for the position. Telephonic pre-screening interviews can help the employers assess the applicant's general communication skill, clarify unclear terms on the applicant's resume, ask about the frequent job changes or the gap in the employment, have a candid conversation with the applicants about salary requirement. Now, next is your direct or one-to-one interview. The traditional face-to-face interview with the candidate can be structured or unstructured as discussed earlier. Okay, so there are some merits and demerits of a structured interview, and there are merits and demerits of the structured interview. Although it has been seen that the structured interview is always having a good validity score. Okay, so whatever the output comes from the structured interview is usually a more pleasant one, and the decision is more correct. There are three common approaches to one-to-one interview or one-to-one employment interview that are behavioral, competency-based interviews, and situational interviews. Behavioral and competency-based interviews are interviews basically both aim to discover how the interview performed in a specific situation. The logic is based on the principle that past performance predicts the future behavior. However, the applicant's behave in the past indicates how he or she will behave in the future. In the behavioral approach, a traditional technique of assessing the candidate suitably for a position, the purpose is to review the candidate's experience, personal attributes, and job related skills. The competency-based approach focuses on the specifically on skills needed for the position. Job-related skills constitute the criteria against which the applicants are measured. In a behavioral or a competency-based interview, the interviewer's questions are designed to determine if the application possesses certain attributes or skills. Instead of asking how applicant would handle a hypothetical situation, the interviewers ask the applicants how he or she did in fact handle the particular situation in the past. The behavioral and competency based interviews questions tends to be pointed, probing, and specific. Competency based interviews can give the interviewer a sense of applicants job performance and attributes towards the work. The next is your situational approach. The situational approach is the interview technique where the given the candidate a hypothetical scenario. Okay, so what happens in the case of your behavioral interview is that we do not give hypothetical interview situation. In case of situational interview, we give them the hypothetical scenario or event and focuses him or her on the past experience, behavior, knowledge, and skill, and abilities by asking the candidate to provide specific examples on how candidate would respond given the situation described. In this type of interviews reveals how an applicant thinks and how he or she would react to a particular situation. Some examples for the situational approach of the questions can be that you have been hired as an HR director in a 300 employee company and struggling to perform the necessary HR administration work by yourself. Your manager, the CFO tells you that you need to be more strategic. How do you handle this situation? Or it can be the questions like that you learn from the former co-workers of your last company is applying for accounting position with your company. You have heard that this person was terminated after admitting to embezzling funds, and the company has but had no criminal charges were made. You are now in HR. If you think, what would you do? Or it can be also like that you are applying for a customer service position in a cable television company. If a technician visits a home to make a repair and afterwards you receive a call from the customer telling that the technician left muddy footprint and her new carpeting, what would you respond to that? Now there are actually what is happening in case of situational interview, you're creating an hypothetical scenario. Now while they are taking a situational interview, it is advisable that the hypothetical scenario should be made on the basis of case study that actually happened in the organization, because that the answer would be the whatever the response of the participants will be coming, the participants response would actually give him you a in a certain position that the situation has already been resolved in a particular way, or the situation that was resolved in a particular way. Brainstorming was done earlier on the different way of handling that problem. Now once the interviewee answers this question and then it comes up with a solution, then you can understand with how far the person can think about different scenarios associated with that. Now the last form of type of interviewing is the group interview. There are two types of group interview: a candidate group interview and a panel group interview. In a candidate group interview, the candidate is in the room with other job applicants who may be applying for the same position. Each candidate listen to the information about the company and the position and may be asked to answer questions or participate in a group exercise. Candidates group interviews are less common than panel group interview, although in campus recruitment, initial phase of recruitment, or when you can say the initial screening is many companies follows the initial screening for the candidate group interview system. While in the case of the panel interviews, a candidate is interviewed individually by a panel of two or more people. This type of group interview is usually the question and the answer session, but the candidate may also be asked to participate in an exercise or a test. Panel interview can be either structured or unstructured. When the organized properly, the panel interview can create a broader picture of the candidate with one-to-one interview would produce. Even weaker interviews can interviewers can also learn by observing the panel interviews and can also help less experienced employees to get involved in the hiring process. The panel should include no more than 4 or 5 people. A large panel could be intimidating and unwidely. One interviewer should be the leader, and the other participants should serve in the support role. With all the interviewers need to be involved through the interview, the difference in the two roles need to be very, very clear.